Here we go. Getting ready to give this mug a shot at casting. Being cast, ramming it up and such, and I'm actually interrupting the Alice Cooper classic School's Out in about 2 weeks. Yes, it is. All right, the first thing that I want to do is ram up my core so that the mug will actually be able to hold liquid. And I'm doing this first before I ram anything else up, because I'm going to take the first shot of this with just normal green sand and see if I can get away with just ramming up with the conventional sand that I have. And if this doesn't hold together, if it won't work, then I can go back, not go back, because it'll be the first time I've done it. I use the more conventional, I think it's silicate. I got a bottle of it in the house. I'll have to get some, just some sand without the bentonite clay. Mix that up with the chemical I got according to the instructions, and then use that for this mold. And I've seen people make cores with that stuff, and it's solid enough that I've seen people sand on it and such. I obviously won't be able to do that with this conventional green sand, and but I'm hoping it'll be stout enough that I can use it. I'm thinking it might be, and here's the reason why I'm going to give it a try, and that's because this is going to be vertical, so it'll be just kind of like that core that I have for my flower pot, which does a fine job. I don't make a special core for that piece. Now, the only thing that I'm kind of concerned about is that obviously I won't be ramming stuff up as one solid piece, which I do when I do the flower pot. Other areas of concern, my mold. You can see this lip here, for whatever reason, it's off just by a little bit. Not sure why that is. And I'm also kind of concerned of whether or not I've got enough base material here. So when I do this, it'll be upside down and then inserted into the mold, one half at a time. And the only thing I'm kind of concerned about is whether or not the base is thick enough. It should be wide enough for it to go in, but the top of this is as wide, if not wider, at the bottom because of the way that mug is. It starts off with the neck being narrow, and then as we go down, and as the mug gets wider at the base, so does the cavity. If for some reason this doesn't work the way that the mug is, I mean, I can always make a core that's just a pure cylinder that doesn't have any of the taper and such. But we'll see how this goes. I don't need to use any facing sand for this. Let's see what the best way would be to get that in there. Do I want to do it by hand? Oh, let me use the sieve. You know what? I got a better... No, I don't have a better idea. Saw that I had a cup, but it's got a bunch of water in it, and I don't want to do that. But if I would have used a cup, that might have worked better. All right, so now I've got some in there, and I'm going to go ahead and ram this up. And then I'll add more, just like if I were doing some, but I want this to be as solid as I can make it. since this mold is a 2-part mold, 2-half mold, taking it apart should be a piece of cake. I should be able to lay it down on its side, which means I can ram this thing, hopefully, as hard as I can. My sand is a little bit drier than what I like, but I think I tend to keep my sand a little on the moist side. So I don't think this is going to be a problem. Another thing I could have done is I could have stuck rods down here like I do with the flower pot. But because I'm not pulling this this form off of this, but breaking it in half, I don't think I need to put anything in this. Yeah, that sand is. Oh, but it's packing real nice. All right, so I'm starting this. I don't know if I finished that thought. I'm starting with this because if this doesn't work, there's no point in me ramming up the sand for the rest of the mug. I mean, there'd be no point in that at all. I didn't bother to check my camera to make certain I got this going the way I want it to. And then if this doesn't work, if this doesn't hold, then I will have to make a run to the hardware store to get some sand. I think I can use the pool sand that we use for our above ground pool in the filter. And then mix that with the chemical. Now, the reason why I wouldn't be able to do that straight away, that I would have to wait a day or two, not to get the sand, but I'm not going to buy a tank of CO2. I'm under the understanding that that process, the sand is porous enough that it'll allow carbon dioxide, because the carbon dioxide is what cures that chemical. The carbon dioxide, it'll pick it up out of the atmosphere, but it means though it'll take a lot longer for that to for the core to solidify. All right, that's that, and do some cleanup here. I was just going to use rubber bands initially for this, and then I thought, wait a sec, I got clamps, so go ahead and clamp the two halves together. And I'm just using, so as not to damage the plastic, I just went ahead and used the wood. Pieces of wood that I use for those coin molds I've used, and where I cast my Vader faces in. I haven't used those in a long time, actually. I haven't been making coins lately. Although I think I should make a couple. At my school, we have a thing that's called Titan Core, not to be confused with mug cores, obviously. Titan Core, and we've got student leaders, and they've done a fantastic job. One of them I had as a student last year. She's an eighth. Both of them are eighth graders, and I had one as a student last year, and she was a fantastic student. Teachers can't ask for better students, and so I was happy when she was assigned to my classroom. And then her friend has also done a fantastic job. And so I should make a pair of Titan coins, like what I made way back in the day. Okay, and then move this here, this out of the way. I'll be using those clamps again for sure. Okay, again, in terms of narrative and such like this, this should be the second set of segments of clips, video clips. The intention was to make this a 4-part presentation. The first part, which I have not filmed yet, but I've got all the information on my computer. That was the Tinkercad and the design and different choices that I've made. And then the second one was building the flask. I did filmed that yesterday. And then this one here where I'm actually going to ram stuff up. And then the final one will be the cleanup and such. Well, moment of truth. I got a good... Okay, this will either stop this here, or I'll be able to continue on. Oh boy, okay, there we go. Okay. And you know what? That line right now, let me I might try this one more time before I give up. This right here, that's the first part that I rammed. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try this again, except I'm going to put a bunch of screws in it. I'm going to do it just like I did the flower pot and such. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to see though is, boy, that might have to. Okay, so just kind of curious here, and how easy is it going to be? Okay. All right. So, and then this other side, we can see that, well, this probably fell because there's a cavity missing part there. So I think the okay, and then what am I trying to say here? Just kind of curious. Okay. And then, can I pick this up? Oh, okay. I'm going to give it a try. If I can keep this in one piece, because I'm able to pick that up, although it does crumble some. And then the question is, will I be able to slide it into my mold? That's heavier than I expected, and I'm not sure why I would be surprised, because it's a pretty big piece of sand. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this different. I'm going to go ahead and film it too, because that way we can all see what I'm about ready to do here. All right, for the most part, stayed together. All right, we'll try one more time. I'm going to do this now without commentary, so I'm going to go back and do some music here. Okay, that's not going to be as easy as I thought. Okay, gotta be patient with this. Put those kind of in a particular place, kind of equidistant in a triangle. Okay, yeah, I'll go with it. All right, now I gotta use facing sand. All right, let's try ramming this up, and we'll see how this works. Now, I've got one more, so why not just put it in the middle? Ooh, that middle definitely feels packed. All right, and then what I'm going to try, I think, different on this is if I am able to successfully unmold that, I will put that on this board here. All right, I heard the GoPro go off, and so I assure you none of this has been touched. Had to replace the battery. All right, so the idea is I'm going to demold this on this, and then I can move him out of the way and not actually have to touch it any more than necessary. Let's see, do I have everything where we need to be? Yep. And we'll see if the screws that I put in there make the difference. The other difference is that I'm able to tapping this on more sides. I didn't get the bottom last time. Okay, it was well baby powdered, so I'm hoping it's going to work. All right, so here we go. Moment of truth. Okay, so this side released, this one didn't, so let's try this. Oh, I see some breakage. Okay, and then okay, so now both appear to release. So now let's try this. Oh, baby, yes, 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 yes. Okay, now the only question is when I mold it up, getting this actually where it needs to be. But I need to stop, take a picture, and put this on Facebook. In fact, let's see, I need a good, there we go. I'll take that shot right there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, turn the camera off while I post this picture to Facebook. Now, before I get started on this, this hit me in the middle of the night last night, and after it hit me, I actually couldn't sleep until, because I wanted to come out here and double check, but I realized I had made an error. So I swapped out the bottom of this half. This is the part that I was using when I was deciding how everything was going to go with this special flask, and what I had inadvertently done by having the flat side, because the other side is smooth here, and I've got my monogram here. Am I getting that in the camera? There we go, monogram there. And I'm not even sure that's going to turn out. But anyway, the one thing that I absolutely didn't want was to put my riser vent on top of that monogram. And I was thinking, oh, gee, I'm going to have to come and rotate my registers 180 degrees with the two flasks. And then, of course, it then hit me, oh, wait a sec. No, I can just get away with swapping out the bottoms. Here's the piece that I was using, and I'll talk about, I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday, but I'll talk about it when I talk about the design, because I had to print these pieces because there's a lip there that would not have worked otherwise. Anyway, enough chatter. Let's ram this this half up. All right, it's hard to see whether or not there's actually adequate draft in my Imperial logo. Just, let's see, I think I've got one laying around here. Yeah, I do. Grab my Imperial ingot. That logo on the cup there is the same design as this logo that I use for my Beskar, just obviously blown up some. So it should already be drafted, and there shouldn't be any problem, but I mean, it doesn't look like there's an obvious draft on that. And some of you watching might be looking at it saying, is that logo going to turn out? And I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. All right, back to the process. I don't need to jabber. You've seen this a bunch of times. guess what I just did? I used all my screws for my core. I'm gonna have to go and see if I can find something else. Let me get this one in because apparently I forgot one. I was going to do this by hand to start it, and then I'll get the drill. This is going to start them all. And I figured even then the vibration of the drill would help vibrate the part some. Okay, I got to go see if I can find some screws. I'm going to shut this off. I'll be back. All right, woohoo! Like so many times in this project, I don't know if I acknowledged it or not. It's sometimes better to be lucky than good. And I found the screws that I used for this flask sitting off. They were not in the box, so all is well. It's the same with that trying to decide how I was going to fix the fact that I was using the wrong, ultimately I was using the wrong half when I was making the flask yesterday. And when I realized, oh, I could either flip these or I could swap those bottoms that I had to make because I made a mistake there. So my mistakes have been working into my favor for sure. Not that I'm a fan of making mistakes, but if I'm gonna make a mistake, it's nice that it hasn't been wrecking me so far. All right. Now I was hoping to get these in the exact holes that they were in before, but I don't think that happened. Whoops. Gotta make sure we're going the right way here. This one is not going, I'm sure it's not going the way that it was originally intended. Oh, maybe it was. Bonking my head on the lights. This would be why some casting channels don't show their warts. And that way they look way better than they might actually be. Multiple tapes. I probably should have left that where it was. Otherwise, someday I may not get that out. All right. Let's get this cleaned up some and get this turned around upside down and see what we got. Because what I should have done was put it under a different board. Should have grabbed one of my boards from my other flasks to do this the way I normally do it. Wasn't expecting. Of course, I was vibrating the flask, right? So I probably made lots of stuff move. Okay, I'm just going to say for the record here, I've already been anticipating a fair amount of flash that needs to be cleaned up on this. My pattern doesn't close on its own. It doesn't just sit on there. You have to put some pressure to get it to close. I was thinking the rammed up sand would probably close it, but I'm also expecting to see that there's some gaps, and that would fill with aluminum. All right, so okay, not exactly what I was expecting to see. All right. My only concern is that my sand is drier than I normally like. Getting a lot of sawdust in my sand too. All right, let's press on though. All right, the sand that's in there, I'm not going to care about. What was it that dropped? Oh, trap. Nah, I didn't actually need to make all that noise. I just did. Oh yeah, look how... do it. Goodness sakes. A lot of sand is falling. Yeah, look how dry this is. Odd. Just looking a little weird. That's all. Just looking a little weird. Huh. All right. Here's the moment of truth. How bad did I botch this? And I botched it really bad. It's supposed to be on the other side. It's supposed to be like this. Shoot. Okay, I botched that despite a couple of attempts at trying to check and double check. I goofed. All right, let's continue on. Okay, I just got to remember I got to double check when I put this together. Okay, instead of being the same on my registries, they got to be different. Okay, and then I'm on the right hand side and I'm pushing it all the way. Okay, it's not moving up and back, it does move side to side. All right, so let's this is where the gate's gonna go. Well, first of all, let me okay. All right. Okay, that's there. Okay, it's a little loose, a little sloppy, but I was expecting that. No, I goofed. No, 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 I goofed and I can't fix it. Okay, because this has got to go that way. It has to go that way. But I want my gate here, not there. Okay, I'm going to need to stop and modify. Okay, stop and modify. I've got to cut that out. Okay, all right, I won't show that. I'm going to stop right there. All right, I'm going to do this. I like doing things north-south for sure, but I'm going to do it this way so we can clearly see what's going on here. Okay, so there's going to be my sprue, and then I'll cut the gate. Okay, and then, does this fit? Oh, again, better to be lucky than good. Okay, and then that'll be my vent on that side. Okay, so let's go. Let's give this a try. Well, so much for me checking and double checking and such. But at least I got the repair done. Didn't take me too much time to do that. Okay. All right, so far we're still a go, although I've had to make a couple of adjustments along the way, and I hope everyone is enjoying the ride here. All right, before I put the finishing touches on ramming this up, I think that this is going to be a glorious pour no matter what. Either a fantastic success or pretty glorious, ooh, that didn't work. But I'll have something to show for my efforts. Anyway, all right, here we go. Sorry, camera. Again with the grunts. What's up with that? Probably just a nasty habit. It wasn't that heavy. It didn't hurt. Side note here, I'm listening to Styx's second album, often regarded as kind of the one that was a bit of a breakthrough for them because of the single Lady. I think both their first and second album are highly underrated. I've added them to my Spotify list and was pleasantly surprised. I prefer the first and second album over some of the later efforts. I mean, don't get me wrong, I liked Kilroy was here with Mr. Roboto and all, but in truth, the rest of the album, there's a couple of good songs on there for sure, but I think the first and second album are much more solid. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, not unhappy with that. Not unhappy with that at all. Okay, I'm going to need to repair that. Okay, that comes out nice. Okay, I got to put this stuff so things don't get lost. Where's my... There we go. Just gonna re-rubber band this. Oh, bummer. Well, I knew those were old rubber bands before I started. Okay, so... that was a little more disrupted than I liked. And, okay, that's not going to turn out as well as I liked, but who knows, maybe it ends up being something I can carve out. All right, I think I want to do it this way. because of where everything is. I certainly wish my sand would have been a little more moist. I don't like all this. Now, I'm wondering about that Imperial logo, if the curvature has anything to do with that. Man, I put a whole bunch of talcum powder down, and I'm not seeing what I normally see. And those two halves should have been just all white. Okay. Wasn't expecting a problem with that. Wow, that came out easier. And I think the logo turned out a little bit better. Well, maybe not. Oh, and I just looked at the other half, and the Freeman Metal Works part didn't turn out. All of that was stuck in the monogram. Not particularly surprised. It was a long shot. It's a long shot. Okay. All right, I gotta cut that gate before I forget, because that'll be bad. Do all of this and find out there was no chance this was gonna succeed because of the no gate. Oh. Okay, and I think I typically don't do this. Well, I've never done one of these before like this. So I'm going to go ahead and put another gate here. And I can see that whole ridge wants to break. Hopefully it stays together long enough. It doesn't break off. Okay, I'm going to say that's good. All right. This needs to be turned up like this. All right, I'm gonna turn the music off here. Take the headphones off. Take the hat off. This is where it's going to get tricky. Because this needs to get lifted up and put into place there without it breaking. And you know what? Halfway thinking I should put something underneath so that it's up a bit. So let me do that. Let me shim that up. And let's see what I got. Okay, this is just like those other adjustments, doing this one on the fly. This is a big piece of wood, but ooh, that almost does it. Okay, so then I've got another piece, like maybe this one. Oh wow, it's going to be close. Okay, so okay, now I want to capture this on film just in case this works better than I think it's going to. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh. All right, guess whose battery just died? Okay, but I promise I have not messed with this at all after losing battery power. Okay. All right, I need to get some help. Hold on. All right, I had to run and get some help from wifey. And so she's here to do this. All right, so now you kind of have to just use one finger.
Oh, I broke it.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I just need you to have one finger up at the top. Okay, come from the top down. Okay, not there, but it's got to be on the front edge. There you go. Perfect, perfect.
It's breaking.
I know. Don't worry about it. And okay, go ahead and lift your finger out. Is it gonna go? Is it gonna go? Oh. Something's keeping it from closing. Okay, let me do it this way. See if I can. Okay, now put your hands here and hold that tight. And if you can put another hand over and hold those two tight.
This way?
Yep, perfect. You're doing fantastic. You're doing great. Don't ever change. How do you like being on a video again? Not so sure?
Not so sure.
Okay. All right, Cheryl, I think you can let go. Now, the chances that that's going to work, because of the way that was moving and such, I think might be pretty slim, but it should be a glorious failure. Okay, thank you so very much. So very much. All right, I don't know how much you guys got to see. It was wifey there, but there's another video out there where we're playing a fake game of poker and get a better view. All right, this is ready to pour, if I can use that term. All right, the next thing you'll see will be me pouring this. All right, I'm expecting some fire because I don't have my normal basin. Well, I'm not saying that this is the moment of truth, because that won't happen until we unmold, but this is a moment of truth. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is such a good sign. That is such a good sign. That is such a good sign. Oh, but I got stuff here at the bottom. Got smoke in the bottom. Okay, but I don't see any leakage. Don't see any leakage. All right, let me attend to my furnace. Get it covered up. Okay, whatever burning was going on down here in the bottom, it's subsided. Smoke has subsided a bunch. Okay, I do see where we had some pull. It's still pulling. Shrinkage is actually the term I want to use. Okay, I'm seeing some shrinkage. All right, I'm going to let that sit for a bit, and I don't see any danger of fire, but I'll keep an eye on it while that has a chance to do its thing. I'm going to do some weeding in my pumpkin patch. Let's take a look. Okay, you can see where there's some shrinkage right in there. Okay, so, oh boy, I was so happy. I was pouring and pouring. Well, you saw the video. I was pouring and pouring and pouring. And then suddenly up it came. Okay, that looks promising. All right, we'll be back for the cracking this baby open. All right, here we go. The real moment of truth. Did I get all of my pumpkin patch weeded? Are you kidding? Eventually I had to come back to this. And the question is, with the issues that I had, I'm thinking primarily with the core, is it too much to hope that this ended up turning out? Is it too much to hope? Let's find out. Is that in screen? It is. Oh my. I need a moment. Oh. Almost. I think I know what happened. I bet that's where the core landed. I bet that's where the core landed. Okay, let's. Yep. Core moved, shifted, and went up against the this side here. I bet you that's what happened. Oh, so close. Yeah, it's not going to be good enough to drink out of for sure. Look at all those holes. That side looked so promising. Okay, and then it didn't fit the way it should have at the bottom. I don't know if that's being captured. The glare. There we go. Yeah, I can see where, but see that, oh no, because it was on. Now that's interesting, because it looks like, no, it didn't match up at the top either. You can see where it's down. Okay, so that's interesting. The two halves did not go together the way they were supposed to. So I got to think of a way to ensure that. Okay, it went together side to side, but not up and down. So I got to do something to make certain that fits. And I probably, okay, where are we? We're the bottom here. Probably something here and here. Not, doesn't have to be that thick. I'll think about that before I do my next try, but oh, that was close. Oh, that was close. All right, I don't know how much finish work I'm going to do on this. So this might be it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do any finish work on it because I didn't quite make it. I bet you that was the core. Bet you that was the core. Oh yeah, because you can see down in there where things are smooshed to the side. Okay. All right, so I think next time I do this, if I'm going to try to do it the way I just did it, I'm going to make certain my sand's a little more moist, but I think probably the best improvement I can make is doing that core the way it should be done. And honestly, The next thing is to make certain that I ensure that these things fit together up and down. Up and down. See, I would have thought that these guys here would have helped with that, but there had to have been enough play that that was not the case. Okay. All right, well, I'll get this all packed up and give it another try. Probably not before school gets out, though. Probably not before school gets out. Thanks a whole bunch for watching. If you found this video entertaining, informative, or any such things like that in any way, shape, or form, please like and subscribe. Blessings.